Good morning, Cosmo students. My name is Nicole, and today we're going to be learning some important information that's going to be very vital to you, your career, and the education of your clients, and what can set you apart from other stylists that are in the same field as you. We're going to be learning about the different types of scalp care, shampooing, and conditioning. Our learning objectives, sorry, y'all, for today are going to be to identify the most basic requirements for scalp care, which is very important, especially when you're doing a scalp analysis. Demonstrate a scalp massage during a shampoo service. Examine the differences and similarities of treating the scalp, hair that's oily, dry, affected by dandruff, and also normal. Normal is going to be the easiest one to be able to keep healthy and advise on what to do to keep it normal and healthy. Describe the brushing contributes to a healthy scalp, as well as evaluate the benefits of various types of shampoos, the various types of conditioners, demonstrate the appropriate draping for basic shampoo and conditioning, and also a chemical service. There are different types, so we're going to jump into those. And also, you will be able to identify the three-part procedure of hair care service and explain why it's useful. With our introduction today, a shampoo service encompasses three different processes: the scalp care, massage, shampooing, and conditioning. Can and should be a soothing, pleasurable experience that sets the mood for entire service. I can tell you right now, the shampoo is the best part of the service for the client. In my experience as a hairstylist for 10 years now, I don't know how many times I could tell you that the client has said the shampoo is the best part and what they look forward to when they come get their hair done. So make sure that is like the best part of the service. I guarantee you your client will come back. And you also, it's an opportunity to provide the client relaxation. Just like I said, it's the most important part. They're looking forward to it. They are heavily relaxed when getting their hair shampooed because they don't want to do it themselves. Also, it will add great benefits for when you're going to style the hair because you're also cleaning it, you're making sure it's good, so then the hair will do whatever you need it to do while you're styling the hair. Safely and effectively use massage and scalp care. When I was going to school, I didn't understand the benefits of this, but as I've been in this career for 10 years now, I understand the benefits of scalp massage. The two basic requirements for healthy scalp are cleanliness, and stimulation. Sometimes I might mess up on these words, y'all. It's okay. We all human. It happens. Since similar manipulations are given with the scalp treatment, scalp massage is a procedure you will perform often, very often. I do it almost every time I have a client, and one that you should learn to do well. Remember that all the safety when you're servicing your clients in the salon. The comfort and protection of your client's skin, hair, and clothing are all part of the responsibility of the stylist and important to the satisfaction with your service. This right here, this sentence I just read, the comfort and protection of your client's skin, hair, and clothing it's very important. I can't express how many times I've worked with someone and they got the client's clothes wet, or they've done a color and it's gotten on the clothes, and the client is more upset about that than actually pinched it to the hair. So it's very important for you to make sure the client is draped correctly so that nothing gets on their clothes, nothing gets on their skin, because some clients may tell you everything that you need to know, some of them may not. So you never know what they could be allergic to. So it's always important to keep them protected and very comfortable. And during consultation, discuss any contraindications. Let's just see how to say that, because I feel like I messed up on that, or I just can't talk today. Contraindications. I think that's, yep. Contraindications. Before a shampoo, the scalp condition has to be checked. That's where your scalp analysis comes from. Checking the scalp while the client's in your chair, checking the scalp while you're giving the consultation, checking the scalp before you shampoo, so you know what shampoos to use, you know if they need, so you can figure out what treatments they may need. If they have a scalp disease or a disorder that may prevent you from giving them the service, a scalp analysis and make sure the scalp is in good condition is very important. During the shampoo, once the conditioner has been applied for the relaxation, that's mostly when you will go ahead and do the scalp massage for the client. At that point, the hair has been cleaned twice. There's no more oil, there's no more dirt, there's no more grease, and the hair is clean, and you're able to give them a scalp massage when the conditioner's in their hair. It also allows the conditioner to sit in the hair for longer than 2.2 seconds to give the hair added nutrients that the conditioner will provide for the hair. And it also relaxes the client at the same time. Okay. So when you're performing a scalp massage, make sure that the client's head is supported, because when you're massaging the scalp, the head can move, hit the sides of the sink, and that's very painful. That definitely takes away the relaxation the client is expecting when they come get their hair done. You have to use slow, deliberate motions and a soft touch. Soft but firm. I'll show you the demonstration on that in class. It is so important for you as a stylist to be relaxed as well. Your hands and your fingers should be free of stiff mechanical movements. Utilize the proper body positioning to maintain your balance and rhythm control. That's very important. If you're off balance, your arms, your fingers will be off balance because you're going to keep trying to move and get comfortable. And that just puts a stop of the flow of the shampoo service. Many clients, they do have high blood pressure, hypertension, and good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good.
Is there any
Sorry about that, y'all. So let's get back to where I was. Yes. Many clients have high blood pressure, diabetes, or circulatory conditions, and they may still have a massage without concern, especially if their condition is being treated by a doctor and looked over and monitored. But it's not recommended for clients who have severe uncontrolled hypertension. If no one knows what hypertension means, let's Google it really quick. Hypertension is abnormally high blood pressure. There are different massage techniques that are designed for relaxation, and those are done in conjunction with the treatment. And we'll go over those later on in the slide. So we have normal hair, we have dry hair, we have oily hair, and we have hair that has dandruff. So we're going to go over the different types of scalp treatments that you can do for each type of hair, for each hair type, and what will help them. So for dry hair, this one, there it is, normal hair, sorry. With the normal hair, that's your healthy hair. That's the hair for the on the client that comes in on a normal basis, does their normal deconditioning treatments, their normal masks, they come get their hair trimmed on a normal basis. Those are your clients who maintain the healthy hair. So when they come in, you're just typically just cleaning their hair. You still perform a scalp treatment to make sure the hair is consistently staying healthy. But besides that, they typically will not require any extra treatments unless it's time for a deep conditioning, which is their normal scheduled treatment. Now with dry hair is a deficiency of the natural oils on the scalp and on the hair. Your hair naturally will produce oils. But sometimes with like clients wash their hair every day, they can strip those oils out every single day, which promotes dry hair. And dry hair can come from many different sources. The sun, water, and the wind can also add to the dryness of the hair and scalp. Harsh soaps, topical products can also contribute to the dryness. When you have a client who has dry hair and a dry scalp, you want to mainly give them treatments that are moisturizing or have some type of oils or butters or lotions, leave-in conditioners that promote more moisture into the hair, because the hair needs the moisture because they're using something, or their hair being stripped from the oils that they naturally produce. And you also using a steamer on the hair will also help with dryness, to treat the dryness. And with clients who have dry hair and scalp, you want to avoid strong soaps, greasy preparations, lotions with high alcohol content. With the oily hair is caused by overactive sebaceous glands. As we went over before, put your fingers together. As we went over before, the sebaceous glands are your oil glands. You're producing an excess amount of oil. These glands can be sometimes active due to genetics. Some people can just naturally have oily hair, oily skin, but can also be aggravated over an exertion, by overexertion, by like using too much of something, using too much oils. That's what that means. Misuse and layering of heavy products. That right there is clients' biggest problem when they have oily hair. They are using too much product. And that is when it's up to you as a stylist to educate your client on how much product they should actually be using for their hair type, their hair thickness, their hair texture. Because if you don't, then when they come in, that's just going to cause more work for you. Physical changes in the body, when someone is going on a diet, they're losing an excess amount of weight too fast, those can also contribute to your hair being too oily. What you put in your body, what you eat, those can also contribute to how oily your hair and your scalp are. During the type of massage for this, you manipulate the scalp using a kneading technique to increase the blood circulation to the surface. This will reduce any hardened sebum that has been collected in the pores of the scalp and can be removed with gentle pressing or squeezing. To normalize the function of these glands and discourage further buildup, excess sebum should be flushed out or rinsed with each treatment. And that's the purpose for doing a massage for oily hair, is to help release that and soften it. The anti-dandruff treatment. Anti-dandruff is caused by a fungus called, we're not even going to try and pronounce that. I have it pulled up. So let's define it. So figure out how to say it first.
Malassezia.
Malassezia. Malassezia. Ooh, that is a tongue twister. Try and say that 10 times fast. Malassezia is a genus of yeast. Lipophilic, typically non-pathogenic, yeast-like imperfect fungi. That's dandruff. It's a fungus. The purpose of the treatment of a scalp treatment for dandruff is to suppress the growth of malassezia and loosen scalp cells. Now, as you remember from chapter 11, dandruff is the visible shedding of skin cells and the result of a fungus called malassezia, which we just figured out how to say, and we just figured out what the actual meaning of it is. Dandruff can sit on the scalp and can create dryness, itchiness, and discomfort. When dandruff gets wet, it gets, how can I explain it? It's on the scalp, and then when it gets wet, it gets like just imagine the flake, like dandruff flakes getting wet and like soaking in the water, but it has like this really fungus looking texture to it. It's hard to explain. I'll show you a picture of what dandruff looks like. So right here, we have an image of dandruff. This is scalp psoriasis versus dandruff. We're not worried about that. This right here is a good picture of what dandruff looks like. These are large oily flakes, white or yellow. These are dandruff. Like this are like big, flaky. Like if you eat a croissant and like the flakes drop on your shirt, pick up a little flake, that's what dandruff looks like. And this is versus dry scalp. Dry scalp is this right here. It's little small dry flakes. It's not the same as dandruff. We'll also go over that as well. Moisturizing treatments and scalp treatments help soften and loosen the scales that are stuck to the scalp in the crust. Because of the ability of fungus to resist treatment, additional salon treatments and the frequent use of anti-dandruff home care should be recommended. I always suggest a client, when they have dandruff, refer them to a physician first off, because we can't provide them with a medical shampoo. Only a doctor can. They can use medical shampoo if they wash their hair at home, but if they don't wash their hair at home, then we could just slowly treat the dandruff with shampoos and treatments and scalp treatments on their normal scheduled appointments. The use of infrared lamp used with massage can help to penetrate the product into the hair shaft and scalp while keeping the scalp warm, moist enough to loosen lift and agitated cells. That should be removed from the scalp during the rinsing process and potentially after the shampoo. So when you're doing a scalp treatment, I would, for anti-dandruff treatment, the lamp is very helpful. Sometimes you could use a hair dryer, put the treatment on. A scalp treatment that requires heat, that will also help open, loosen, and help with the dandruff. And when you rinse the hair off, make sure to open the hair and make sure the water is getting on the scalp to remove the dandruff off the scalp. So now let's get into the benefits of proper hair brushing. Hair brushing is very vital to healthy hair. I don't care what no one says, you have to brush your hair. You can't go weeks without brushing your hair and think that your hair is going to naturally grow. No, there are levels to this hair thing. There's levels to hair growth. Brushing your hair stimulates the blood circulation of the scalp. It helps remove the dust, the dirt, and the hairspray buildup, and it gives added shine. When you're brushing your hair, you should be brushing it from the scalp. Make sure the bristles are touching the scalp and brushes so that you're brushing everything that you could possibly brush off the scalp the way you're brushing it out. So you're helping yourself remove the buildup off the scalp, so that makes your life easier when you go to shampoo, and it also makes your life easier when you're going to do a scalp analysis on the hair to see what the hair and the scalp need for that treatment, for that appointment. You should be brushing the hair at the beginning of every shampoo, prior to every shampoo. And when you're performing a scalp treatment, pay attention to the pressure when used in the brushing. Brush gently, not crazy hard, because that means it's going to make the scalp very sensitive. You don't want to overstimulate or pick the scalp area. So there are certain times when brushing, massaging, or shampooing the scalp is not recommended. If the scalp is irritated, and you'll know that by doing a scalp analysis before even going in with the brush, prior to a chemical service, you do not want to do that, because you don't want to you don't want to make the scalp more sensitive when you're going to put a chemical on the scalp, because you can cause a chemical burn. You can cause the scalp to have a reaction to the chemical. So you don't want to brush the hair before you're doing a chemical service. Prior to or after a hair color service, whether semi-permanent or permanent, use a wet brush. Wet brushes have little beads on the ends of them, and they are a lot more gentle on the scalp when you're doing a hair color service and you're going to brush the hair before or after the service. It will not make the scalp more sensitive, and it will allow you to brush the hair. Prior to or after bleaching or highlighting services, which you can also follow the manufacturer's directions, but you can brush the hair after a shampoo, after a bleaching or highlighting service. You just be very gentle, because when you're lightening when you're lightening the hair with bleach or highlighting the hair, it's more fragile. So you want to be a little bit more careful when you're doing that. The different types of hair brushes that you'll typically see are the natural bristles. They're mostly highly recommended to clean and add luster to the hair. Nylon brushes, shiny, smooth, and more suitable for hairstyling. Which come in paddle brushes, which is what you see here. These are paddle brushes. You have the round brushes here. You have the bristle brushes. This is also a bristle brush. This is also a bristle brush. This is more so your nylon bristles. Your wet brushes are your nylon bristles as well. So you have all these different types of hair brushes that come with different types of bristles on the hair that help contribute to the health of the hair. Providing a proper and effective shampoo service. So I'm going to let you know right now, my favorite thing about doing hair is a shampoo service. You can ask anybody that I know, who knows me, any client that I have, I can tell you right now, it's the favorite part. It's the part of the service that sets you apart as a stylist from any other stylist. And I make it a point to make sure my client is at the utmost relaxed that they can be for their service. You never know what someone's going through, and you just might be what they need to get through the rest of their day. So the shampoo service is the best part of the service. The purpose of the shampoo service is to cleanse the hair, the scalp, prior to receiving a service, providing a great canvas for styling and ongoing hair care. before you do the shampoo, you always want to check the scalp and the hair for any fault, for any of the conditions that you see below. Dry, dehydrated hair, excessive shedding of the hair, thinning of the hair, dry, tight scalp, oily scalp, abnormal flaking on the scalp, open wounds, scalp irritations, scalp disorders, diseases, lice, infestation, or ticks. I can't stress enough how important it is to do a scalp analysis to look out for all of these things. You don't want to not do a scalp analysis on a client and you go through a whole entire service and they get home 2 days later and they call you and say that they have lice. Then you have to go through the whole procedure of cleaning out your products, throwing stuff away, getting new things, deep cleaning, deep sanitizing, sterilizing everything. It's just a lot of work for yourself. My philosophy for working is work smarter, not harder. It's too easy to do a scalp analysis to prevent any extra things you have to do on your normal busy schedule. It's just too easy. There's no other way to explain it. Just do a scalp analysis. It will save you time, and it will save you from having to go through and throw things away and have to buy more stuff. It's just not worth it. If you have a client who has any open wounds, reddened scalp irritations, any of those things, you have to direct the client to a physician. Do not continue with the service. If you feel like what is on the scalp after scalp analysis is something that doesn't look like something you can still continue with the service on, and you're not quite sure, do not be afraid to tell the client that I cannot perform this service today. During your scalp analysis, I noticed that you have some abnormal wounds, your scalp looks a little too irritated, or there's some flaking on the scalp, or you feel like there's an infestation or a disease that you can't directly say what it is, and that she was suggesting going to the doctors or see their normal physician so that they can determine what it is. And if it's safe to continue with the service, then I have no problem booking you another service, booking you another appointment. But as of right now, today, I cannot provide you with the service today based off your scalp analysis. Do not be afraid to say that. A client will understand, and a client will respect you more for being truthful with them and directing them where they need to go. And if nothing is wrong after see a doctor, then you have no problem continuing with the service. But please do not be afraid to tell them that you can't provide a service today based off of scalp analysis, especially if it's abnormal. When you're selecting the proper shampoo for a client, this is where your skills come into play. And this is where a client is going to tell you, this is why I come to see you, for you to tell me what I need, what kind of shampoos and conditioners I need to keep my hair healthy or to get my hair to a healthy state. You will suggest if they need a moisturizing shampoo, a repairing shampoo, get the words together today, Nicole. A nourishing shampoo, or just a daily shampoo for their hair. For color, if they have color treated, a color safe shampoo. If they have fine or coarse hair, what type of shampoos and conditioners would be good for their hair and their scalp. And that comes from also doing your consultation, feeling the hair, looking at the hair, scalp analysis, hair analysis to determine what they may need before service and what they may need after you get done with their service, and to maintain it at home. You have, based off the hair types of dry, oily, normal, or chemically treated, or overprocessed, chemically treated, damaged by harsh products, improper care, and exposure to elements. All those variables will come into play when suggesting a shampoo or figuring out what type of treatment the client needs for that service to get them started on their journey of healthy hair. The home maintenance. Home maintenance is the most important part. If they're not doing their part at home, especially if they're not coming to see you every 2 weeks or every week, then they need to do the home maintenance at home. It takes two. It takes you as a client, as a stylist, sorry, and them as a client to do our part together as a team to make sure that their hair stays healthy, one, or either starts their journey for them to have healthy hair. They're not doing what they're supposed to do at home. Every time they come and see you, it's just like starting over from square one. That's a waste of their money. But if they want to spend that money, hey, spend that money. I will take it. But home maintenance is the key. Suggest them the shampoos and conditioners and treatments that they need at home, whether it's a moisturizing treatment, whether it's repair treatment, whether it's both repair and moisturizing treatment, when they should be doing it, how often they should be doing it in between their appointments, however long their appointments are pushed out or scheduled, when they should be, if they should be using heat, if they should not be using heat, if their hair is chemically over processed and it's too far damaged, if they I would suggest not using heat because heat can also damage the hair. So we're trying not to damage the hair as much as possible to get it to being healthy. So if we have all those variables that play a part in that client, then you have to suggest and tell them what to do. Don't allow them to tell you what to do. You are the professional. They are coming to you to help them. You suggest what they need to do. And that will also play a part in how successful you are. A client will appreciate that more than you just doing their hair and sending them home and they have no idea what to do. They go buy cheap products and their hair never gets better. They won't come back eventually. They'll just stop coming to you and find somebody else. So you have to be the one to let them know and be confident in what you're telling them and just tell them to trust the process. I don't know how many clients I've had who, after they finally realize to listen to me and their hair is healthy and beautiful and growing, and I just look at them and I'd be like, oh, your hair looks really great. Let's do it. It's healthy. It's getting long. It's growing. And they'll look at me like, yeah, I finally decided to do this and do that. I was like, and I'll say, oh, so you finally decided to listen to the professional. Make it a joke, play around, laugh, but you know how serious you are. And they'll eventually be like, yeah, you're right. I know. This is why I paid to go to school. This is why you pay to see me. It will happen plenty of times. It's hilarious. So the pH scale. The pH scale, as we discussed in chapter 12, in the basics of chemistry, sorry, y'all. So understanding the pH will help you select the proper shampoo for your client. The amount of hydrogen in a solution, which determines whether it is alkaline or acidic, is measured on a pH scale, which is what we see here. This is the pH scale. It goes from 0 to 14. 7 is neutral. 6 and from 0 to 6, you are acidic. From, I want to say 7.5 to 14, that's your alkaline. Neutral is distilled water. When you have your pure rain is at a 5.6. Your hair and your skin always fall at a 5. Your vinegar and your lemon juice are at a 3 and a 2. Ammonia, which is what a lot of our color have in it, is at a 12. The higher the number, the more alkaline it is. The lower the number, the more acidic it is. 7 is neutral. That's just what it is. A high pH shampoo can leave the hair dry, brittle, and porous. A high pH shampoo can cause fading in hair color and color treated hair, and a slightly acidic shampoo more closely matches the idea of the pH of the hair. Shampoo that is acidic will have a pH ranging from 0 to 6.9. So always try and keep a little professional mental note of what shampoo lies on the pH scale, so you're not suggesting the wrong shampoo that will do further damage of the hair. The chemistry of water. Water is the most abundant and important element on Earth. It is classified as a universal solvent because it is capable of dissolving more substances than any other solvent known to science. Fresh water from like lakes and streams It's purified by sedimentation, which is matter sinking to the bottom, and filtration, water passing through a porous substance. So, chemistry of water, like purification process, like chlorine, like a pool. Like, you know how when people go into a pool and they may be dirty, which is very nasty. Don't do that ever. That's gross. There's chlorine in there. It's going to clean it. It's going to purify it. When you're boiling it, it's going to purify. It's going to take out the bad, kill the bad stuff. Water is crucial importance in cosmetology because it is used for shampooing, mixing solutions, and many other functions. We need water. We need water for everything that we do. Depending on the kinds and amounts of minerals present in water, water can be classified as either hard or soft. When I lived in Virginia, there were a lot of clients who had hard water, or well water, which made their hair feel like dry, or with well water, it made their hair turn more gold. So you had to do a lot more stuff when a client had well water, and when a client had hard water, they had to get water softeners so it wouldn't dry their hair out and make it feel more brittle than what it actually really was. When you are able to make a more professional selection, you know whether the water in your salon and area is hard or soft. It's like mainly those types of hard waters, well waters are mainly people who live in the country and they have to get those like wells and stuff. So if you live kind of in the city, or you have like soft waters, and that's totally fine. Soft water is rainwater or chemically softened water that contains only small amounts of minerals, therefore allows soap and shampoo to lather freely. Hard water is often found in well water, which is what I just explained, and contains minerals that reduce the ability of soap and shampoo to lather. Hard water may also change the results of hair coloring, hence well water, yellow hair. However, a water treatment process can soften hard water softeners. And chemistry of shampoo. Chemistry of shampoo. Of course, you need the water, which we just went over, the water chemistry. Water is the main ingredient in shampoos. I don't care what shampoo you read, there's water in there. It's generally not just plain water, but it's purified or deionized water. This how to say it right here is on the side. I can't highlight it. It's okay. Deionized water. Water that has had impurities such as calcium and magnesium and other metal ions that would make a product unstable or removed. Water is usually the first ingredient. It's always the first ingredient. If it's not the first ingredient, you probably should not be using it on your client, which indicates that the shampoo contains more water than anything else. And as we saw on the pH scale right here, distilled water is neutral. It's number 7 on the pH scale. I just lost my place. Okay, here it is. From there on, ingredients listed on the descending order, according to the percentage of each ingredient in the shampoo. From my memory, I don't believe they explained to you the percentage of each individual ingredient, but if you want to know, we can look it up one day in class. Surfactants. The surfactants in shampoo, you have hydrophilic and lipophilic surfactants. These are active agents. All right, y'all, we're gonna really do this slide. I got discombobulated for a second. The second ingredient in most shampoos have in common is the primary surfactant. or a base detergent. Surfactants are cleansing or surface active ingredients like hydrophilic ends, and we're going to pronounce this word. We're going to have Google do it for us.
Lipophilic.
Lipophilic. Lipophilic. Lipophilic ends. A surfactant molecule have the two ends in their water attracting head, which is the hydrophilic, and the lipophilic or oil attracting tail during the shampooing process. So I really, really love this visual, the chemistry of shampoo. The first picture, it has the water, the grease and the oil that's in the hair, and you have the shampoo. The tail of the shampoo molecule is attracted to the oil and the dirt, which is these yellow, they look like little yellow microphones, and they're attracted to the oil, the grease, and the dirt in the hair. And in the second figure, the shampoo causes the oils to roll up into small globe. We're gonna do that one too.
Goody.
Globulus. Let's have Google do that one.
Globules.
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 Globules. I feel like I'm not pronouncing it right, but we heard it. So it breaks it up. Once the shampoo gets, so typically your first shampoo, it doesn't really lather up like that. That's because it's and it's going through, cleaning it, breaking it up, so that when you go to rinse it with the warm water in the hair, the water will push out the broken up oil, grease, and dirt.
Globules.
Thank you, Google. And then in the fourth, once you continue rinsing through the hair, you're washing away all that debris and the excess shampoo. Then when you go in with your second shampoo, you have already washed out all that. You're just washing it one more time just to see if there's a little bit more of the dirt, the oil, the grease in the hair, and make sure it's all out and make sure the hair is clean. And then once you rinse it through, there should be no more oil, grease to come out of the hair. This second shampoo will lather up so much, and that's how you know the hair is clean and has gotten rid of all of that dirt and the grease and the oil out of the hair. The different types of shampoos, you have the pH balanced shampoo, you have strengthening shampoos, you have medicated shampoos, you have clarifying shampoos, sulfate free. Sulfate free has become more popular over the years because sulfates are not that good for the hair. You have vegan shampoos, which has become also popular with the vegan trend. I can't say it's a trend anymore, but it's a lifestyle. I used to be vegan, so I know. And I have a good amount of vegan shampoos in my salon today. And I also use a lot of vegan shampoos at home. You have the organic, you have organic all natural shampoos, which a lot of clients like because it comes from things that you see every day, except for some chemicals that they have to put in there for it to be considered a shampoo. And you have the cruelty free, which are shampoos that are not used on animals, which is very, very big. And a lot of companies use conditioners that are sulfate free, gluten free, vegan, organic. It's a good selling point, especially today in our times. You also have shampoos for thinning hair, neutralizing, color enhancing, color save. You have shampoos that have keratin proteins added to it. You also have shampoos that are moisturizing. You also have the shampoos that help repair the hair. How about let's think of some more, drop them in the chat, and I'll look at them later to see what you guys come up with, because I know there's a lot more out there. I just can't think of them right now. I'm having a brain fart. Shampooing clients with special needs. When you're shampooing a client with a disability, people who mostly are wheelchair bound, they'll tell you how they like to get their hair shampooed, what is a comfortable position for them, to where it makes your life easier and you don't have to feel so stressed out or nervous when you see a client with a disability coming into the salon. I've done plenty of clients who have disabilities, and they are the nicest people, because they know what they're giving to you, and they know how it can be complicated, but they'll help direct you on how to shampoo their hair. The same goes for clients and their preferences, and how to make them comfortable. Some clients would prefer you to move the chair out of the way if it's able to be moved, and allow them to be shampooed in their own chair. They'll tell you what feels good, where not to put a lot of pressure because it hurts them, or they'll tell you if like something will make things worse. A client with a disability or a special need, if it's a child, the parent will let you know. Also, the parent will be there to help you as well. So you don't have to be overwhelmed when you have a client and you're trying to shampoo them and perform a service who has special needs or has a disability. Those clients make your day a lot faster than a client who doesn't have those types of disorders. When you're recommending and using conditioners, you want to use conditioners that protect against breakage, that help restore and give strength to the hair, that also are deposit the proteins or moisturizers that the client needs. When you're using the cleansing conditioners, they are often gentle cleansing and provide extra nourishment for the hair. They are usually free of harmful detergents and contain less irritating surfactants. This type of cleanser doesn't typically remove all the natural oils and cleanses the hair without feeling stripped. These are the good conditioners. They won't remove the natural oils that you need on a daily basis, and you can use them every day if you choose to. I used to condition my hair every single day, and it doesn't hurt your hair. A rinse out conditioner, which is more so your conditioners that are your finishing conditioners, which go with the shampoo and condition that goes with the shampoo that you use for the day. Either it's a moisturizing conditioner, a repair conditioner, a nourishing conditioner. Those are your rinse out conditioners. Then you have your treatment or repair conditioners, which are your deep conditioners, where you're sitting under the dryer or you're allowing the client to sit with the conditioner for more than 5 minutes. Penetrating conditioners that restore the protein and moisture, and sometimes require longer processing time, which means you put them under the dryer for about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes a little longer if they need it, but no more than, I would say, 25 minutes. Then you have your leave-in conditioners, which are the ones you leave in and you don't rinse out. These are the ones you provide for clients who have curly hair or more dry hair, who they need the extra conditioner after they've used a rinse out conditioner, or they've done a treatment and they need to put some more moisture in hair. You would suggest them a leave-in conditioner that you don't rinse out, and it will come out once they shampoo their hair on their next time getting their hair shampooed. Formulation: silicone and moisture binding humectants. Okay, y'all. I had to get a little bit of water. I had a little cough. A conditioner is a special chemical agent applied to the hair to deposit the protein, a moisturizer, and helps restore the hair strength. Most conditioners contain silicone along with moisture binding humectants, substances that absorb moisture or promote the retention of moisture. Silicone reflects light and makes the hair appear shiny. Beautiful. Love shiny hair. Other ingredients reduce frizz or bulk up the hair. Most treatments and leave-ins contains why can I get my words today? Contain proteins which penetrate the cortex and reinforce the hair shaft from within. Here's the cortex. Oh no. Here's the cortex. Then you have the medulla, and then you have the cuticle of the hair. Same for here in your book on page 336. Since the hair cuticle is made up of overlapping scales, the healthy cuticle lies down smoothly and reflects light, giving the appearance of shiny hair. Conditioners, detangling rinses, and cream rinses smooth the cuticle and coat the hair shaft to achieve healthier looking hair. The cortex makes up 90% of the hair strand, and it can be penetrated with protein conditioner, products designed to penetrate the cortex and reinforce the hair shaft from within to temporarily reconstruct the hair. Moisturizing conditioners also contain humectants that attract moisture from the hair and absorb into the cortex. So we have other conditioning agents. You have your spray-on thermal protectors, which are your heat protectors that you can put in. Some of them, the instructions say you can use while the hair is wet. You can use some while the hair is dry. You can use some on both wet and dry hair. It's all up to the manufacturer's instructions on how to use that product. You have scalp conditioners, medicated scalp lotions, and you have scalp astringent lotions. The scalp astringent lotion removes oil accumulation from the scalp and is used after a scalp treatment and before styling. Your medicated scalp lotion is the conditioner that promotes healing of the scalp. Especially if you have a person's scalp, let's say, what can I give you a good example of a reason to use a medicated scalp lotion? Maybe even something like dandruff. Dandruff would be a good one to use for medicated scalp lotion to heal the scalp. A deep conditioning treatment, which also cannot. Ooh, today is just not a good day, y'all. I'm so sorry. A deep conditioning treatment can be a hair mask, a conditioning pack. It is a mixture of concentrated proteins and a heavy cream base of a moisturizer. It penetrates the cuticle layer and is a choosing therapy when a moisturizing and or protein treatment is desired. These conditioners can come in forms of creams, lotions, and sometimes in serum form. There are many different deep conditioning treatments that you can do for a client. You have some that are cream, most of them are cream. You have some that are lotions, and you do have some that are in serum form, or you do have some that are in liquid form that are like an added benefit for the hair. Like for instance, at my salon, when I'm doing a deep conditioning, I have a type of product that you squeeze. It's liquid, and it's a nutritive repairing treatment that is in addition to the moisturizing cream that I put on the hair. And you squeeze a certain amount based off the hair type. You squeeze it into the top of the tube that's on top of the bottle, and you then run it through the client's hair, brush it through the client's hair, massage it through, make sure it's touching the scalp, make sure it's all over through the hair. Then you put the cream of whatever cream moisturizing conditioner you want to use. You put that also on the hair from root to ends, mainly on the ends of the hair because that is the oldest hair on your head. And then you put a cap on and you put them under the dryer for 20 minutes. So there are so many different types of deep conditioning treatment. When you have a deep conditioning treatment, especially if you have a client who needs a deep conditioning treatment, that is a good way to one, upsell your client's service, provide them with the deep conditioning treatment, help them start the journey of healthy hair, as well as even just if you wanted to just do the neutralizing treatment or the conditioning treatment, just the one, you can, it's like an extra $15. Like this is just an extra $15. Like you can tell your client, this is an extra $15, but this treatment is very vital to your hair health, your hair growth. And this will be a product that will help protect your hair. It will help generate the moisture back in your hair. It will nourish your hair. It will help you with your healthy hair growth. Your hair needs it. It's feeling a little dry right now. In my professional opinion, I think this added service to your conditioner will give you that extra step, that extra boost that your hair needs for us to continue going on this journey of you having healthy hair. And I guarantee you, once you say that this will help with your healthy hair journey, I guarantee the client's gonna be like, okay, it's fine. It's just $15. Just go ahead and do it. It's gonna help my hair. I'm all about having healthy hair because when the client has good, beautiful hair, they feel great. That's the end goal. You want the client to feel great. That's why they come get their hair done. Professional draping. And here's a part where I told you earlier in our learning objective where, as well as earlier in the slides, where protecting the client's hair, skin, and clothing comes into play. Professional draping. Your client must be properly draped for each service, whether it's a shampoo, which is your wet draping, or it's a chemical service. When you shampoo, you have two towels. There are two towels that are used. What? I'm sorry, I didn't check that before. I thought I got everything. Two towels used, one under the cape and one over. Or you can also replace it with the neck strip, and it's replaced with the neck strip and cape. After your client consultation, before you do anything, this is what you should be doing. You should be figuring out what type of draping should be done for that client, because it's very important. Have you ever been to a salon and they put a drape on you and you thought that you're going to be protected, and then you got up and took the drape off and your clothes were wet, or they didn't properly drape you for a color and you got up and you had color on your clothes? This is where the draping comes to play, because you don't want that. That is the most annoying thing ever. But in some cases where you don't have to use a cape. Like for instance, I used to work at Blow Dry Bar in the quarry, and we did not use any type of drape for our client. We just used a towel, and that was just to wrap their hair up. They did not have a cape on at all because it was just a shampoo service. There was no cutting being involved. There was no coloring being involved. It's just a shampoo service. We did not use cape. And we didn't have to use the cape. Make sure that you are properly, that you use, I'm gonna get my life together, I promise. Make sure that proper sanitary practices are used and that each cape has been laundered in a disinfectant solution prior to use. Always use a protective neck strip and or towel between the neck of the client and the band of the cape to ensure the protection for the client. Because the reason why is because even though it's clean and it's sanitized and has been used on anybody else, you don't know if that client is allergic to what you use to wash those capes and that cape with, or that towel with, or if something got on the cape I always typically just use a neck strip for the client when I'm shampooing, just because it's, for me, it feels safer, because I wash my towels and I wash my capes at the same time. So I just don't know. But if I've been doing that client for a while and I know what they're allergic to, what they're not allergic to, then I'll go ahead and put a towel. But majority of the time I typically use a neck strip between the cape and the client's neck. After a shampoo draping is also called a wet draping. It is used for when you're shampooing, styling, or shampoo and hair cutting services. And you use 2 towels or a neck strip to keep from getting the client wet. When you're shampooing, you have to make sure the position on the cape on the outside is on the outside of the shampoo chair, because if you do so happen to get water, it will fall. It won't fall on the client. It will fall on the outside onto the floor. And you can, that's also a step to help protect your clients from getting wet. And also, with the benefit of the neck strip, it is less bulky, and it will allow a natural fall to the hair for more precision while cutting. The dry cutting cape is more comfortable for the client and will allow the hair to move more freely. Chemical service draping. You're gonna still use 2 towels. I lost it. There it is. You're going to use 2 towels, one under the cape and one over, which will remain during the whole complete service. You do not take it off. You do not remove it and put a neck strip. You always have 2 towels. I will demonstrate the different techniques. They're both the same, but with the wet draping, the shampoo towel draping, you can remove one of the towels and you can move one or both of the towels and replace it with a neck strip. With the chemical service draping, you do not remove any of the towels from the client. That's double protection, because you are using a chemical on the client's hair, and you want to protect them as much as possible. So you will not remove the 2 towels when you're doing a chemical service. Now let's go ahead and jump into the benefits of the 3-part procedure. When you're done, you're graduated, and you're in your own shop, you will unconsciously do the 3-part procedure. It's just something you do naturally. The first step, part 1, is the pre-service procedure. The pre-service procedure is an organized step-by-step plan for cleaning and disinfecting your tools, implements, and materials, for setting up your station, and for meeting, greeting, and escorting your client to your service area. That's part 1. That's basically the pre-setup before your client gets there, so that you don't have to clean or do any of that while your client is in your chair, and your client walks in and sees that everything's clean and sanitized. Part 2. Part 2 is your service procedure. The service procedure is an organized step-by-step plan for accomplishing the actual service the client has requested, such as a shampoo, haircut, coloring, or chemical service, which is basically your consultation. This part of the procedure is where you're going to figure out what you're going to be doing with the client, what the client likes, what the client doesn't like, what the client wants to see in their hair, how you're going to go about it, what shampoos to use, what conditioners to use if they need a treatment. You'll do your scalp analysis, and you'll break down step by step kind of what you're going to do to the client's hair and how you're going to achieve the desired look they're looking for. This is part 2, the service procedure. Part 3 is your post-service procedure. The post-service procedure is when you're caring for your client after the service and the cleanup. Here's your step-by-step plan for caring for the client after the procedure. Hair is not a procedure. After the service has been completed, it details helping your client through the scheduling and payment process of the salon and provides information for you on how to prepare for the next client. So this is after you finish the client's hair. You then gave them their plan for caring for their hair at home, the home maintenance. Then you have completed the service, you check them out, they pay for their service. Then you also go to pre-book their next appointment. Always make sure to try and pre-book your client's next appointment. So when you know that they're coming in to see you again, you know the plan for when they're coming in to see you, what you're going to be doing. You can also let the client know, this is our plan, this is what we have to do, this is when I need to see you, this is what you need to be getting done, so on and so forth. So the client knows what's going on, you know what's going on, you guys are both on the same page. And the client can be aware of how much they're going to be paying once they come in for the service. And they can also get notifications for their next service. And then you also then start to clean and prepare for your next client if you have another client. So clean the chair, put all the tools that you use to clean them, disinfect them. If they are single-use implements, you will throw them away. If there are multi-use implements, you clean them, disinfect them, sanitize, sterilize them so that they can be put up and ready for the next client. Spray down your chair, spray down the shampoo bowl, spray down the doorknobs, clean everything, sanitize everything so that when the next client comes in, this is already done and ready for when they come in and stop out.
This is for you.
And then once you get through with that, that's pretty much your day. That 3-part service will set you up for success every single time. It will not fail you. It will always have you set up and ready to go. Once you're ready, you never have to get ready. I love it. You don't have to stress about it. You're prepared. You're always prepared. You never have to get prepared. And everything is done and ready to go. We have reached the end of the slide. So summary review of the lesson for today. Cleanliness is the key to attractive hair. It's just like walking down the street and you notice someone's hair and it's oily and dirty and it's just like, ew, like they're dirty or their hair is dirty. But when you see someone with pretty flowy hair, like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Their hair is so pretty. Who do they go see? And that's where you go into the play of word of mouth. Because then you're going to ask them where they got their hair done, or they may ask you where you got your hair done. And that's how you get more clients. And as a cosmetologist professional, you'll need to be able to analyze the hair type, the hair products to determine the best shampoo, conditioner, and or treatment for your client. That is the big part of you being a professional. Realizing what the client needs, being able to tell the client what they need, what kind of products they need to use, what kind of treatments they need for their hair to keep their hair healthy, one, to start their hair on a healthy process, and to keep your client on a schedule and a regimen that they can follow at home, that they are able to afford at home, so that when they come and see you, it doesn't set you back and put you back on square one. And last but not least, always follow the manufacturer directions when using any product, including shampoos. They're there for a reason. Don't try and go against them, because they're designed and put in place for a reason, to benefit the hair and not to give you any bad results unless the shampoo or conditioner has been expired. Remember to always make the most effective use of the opportunity provided when shampooing a client. It's an opportunity for you to put the clients at ease and make them feel comfortable about the service they are about to receive. That comes into play when shampooing and the massage, the scalp massage. Like I said earlier, scalp massage is what the client looks for. This shampoo and conditioning service is the best part of the client's service, especially if you can relax them and take away some stress for at least 5 to 7 minutes, depending on what they're getting done, what kind of treatments they need. Just take their mind and put them at ease to detach themselves from their everyday life. You do that, I promise you, you'll have a client for life. I can't stress that enough. Your shampoo is the best part of the service every single time. And that will be the end of our presentation today. But for an activity, we're going to have a little bit of a fun. And we're going to see who can drape the client the fastest in 5 minutes. We're going to practice your wet draping, and you're going to practice your chemical draping. And then we're going to see who can do it the fastest. There will be a timer, and I will also participate because I love competition, but I want to make sure you guys are going to do it correctly. And so I will demonstrate as well what it looks like to shampoo, drape your client correctly, and chemically drape your client. Remember that when you are draping your client for shampoo service, you can remove the 2 towels and use a neck strip for if you're going to do a haircut. But when you are doing a chemical service, you do not remove the 2 towels. I will then So now for your homework for today, I want you guys to answer your verification questions, and as well as do the final exam today. That will be part of your homework, as well as I want you to record yourself doing a chemical drape as well as a shampoo drape, and time yourself while you're doing it and submit that in to me as well. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I'll see y'all later.